Hi everyone, it's your boy Ricky here with Honeybee Stamps. I'm so glad you're joining me today. We are going to be making a non-traditional Christmas card using some of the latest products from the latest release, Vintage Holiday. We're going to be using the Noel Buzzword and matching die set. We're going to be using the Inside Holiday Sentiment stamp set. We're also going to be using some various pink colors here, some white cardstock. We're also going to be using the Lovely Layers Anemone set. Now you do see there are some ink pads up top here and I show them to you, but guess what? I don't use them in the video because I tried something, it didn't work out, and I just didn't want to drag you through that whole process. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and get all these lovely layers stamped or die cut out. We're going to place them on the various pink pieces of paper, the leaves on the green, the centers on the white and the black, and we're going to go ahead and stick that through the die cutting machine. Now I'm going to use some Honeybee Stamps glue and I'm going to put all these layers together. Now I am only putting glue on the center because I want to fluff up them petals once I get them onto the card. I'm going to go ahead and get the centers placed onto the flower here, and then we'll go ahead and get the little black piece onto the center, and then this portion will be done. And there you'll see me fluffing up the petals because that gives it a little bit of oomph on the card, you know, like a touch of fancy. Now the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and get the card made here. And this is the panel. I do not know why I did this, you guys. I could have just put a black strip of paper on this instead of splitting this paper up. But you know what? Sometimes when you're making a card, you make poor decisions and it takes you 10 times longer to make something. It just happens. It's part of the natural process of creating. So if that happens to you, you're not alone because it happened in this video. So now that we have this black strip of paper here, I'm going to cut this in half, about probably cut off my fingers here, trying to get this even. I'm going to go ahead and try to figure out how to get this glued together so that I can put the black strip on. Again, poor decision making in the card making process, but you know what? We live and we learn, we move forward, and we make beautiful cards from it. So what I'm trying to do is figure out what am I going to do? What I wanted to do is go ahead and get this glued together with the black strip of paper, and then I'm going to go ahead and place this onto a black card panel because I love a matte on the cards. I love a black matte on pretty much every single card that I make. Not for sure why, it just happens. I like it, so that's how the card is made. I'm going to use some Honeybee Stamps glue here and go ahead and place that down onto the panel. And you guys, I want to let you know this pattern paper is actually a pre-made cardstock that you get when you spend $75 or more over at Honeybee Stamps. You get a pack of these pre-made cards where you could just slap some leaves and a flower on it and a sentiment and you're done. It's pretty easy. All right, I'm going to go ahead and place some 3M foam tape on the back of the flower here so that I can go ahead and get this popped onto the card. We'll remove the backing just to make sure, you know, it actually sticks. And then I did glue down the leaves just flat onto the paper. Now it's time for the sentiment. I'm going to use some vellum here for the bottom layer of the Noel Buzzword. I'm going to use pink paper for the middle layer and black paper for the top layer here. Again, totally a non-traditional Christmas card, but I freaking love this card. I'm going to use some Honeybee Stamps glue here to go ahead and get all these individual pieces glued on together. And what I love about the vellum is you can still see the paper underneath the vellum. It just makes it a little softer. And just, I don't know, it just makes it look a little fancy. Something else I probably could have done is maybe use some gold mirror cardstock on the top. You know, you have all kinds of choices you can use. So, all right, so I have the sentiment here done. I'm going to place some 3M foam tape onto the back of this. I don't want it to show through the vellum, so it's hidden behind all the other layers. Releasing the release paper here, and then I'm just going to place this onto the card. I was trying to decide exactly where I wanted to put it, but I think this is the perfect spot. Let me know, is it good here or should I put it down along the line, which totally negated the black line, right? Anyway, we're going to use the inside holiday sentiments here to go ahead and put a sentiment on the inside, but first I'm going to use a thin strip of the paper that I used on the outside and just place that onto the top of the card. It gives a little bit of touch of fancy, and someone's like, wow, look at all that detail. How long did it take you to make this card? And it took me about 25 minutes to make this card, but you could also say, you know, 2 hours. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, I'm just testing out the stamp here just to make sure that it's all working, it's fine and dandy. I'm gonna go ahead and place the sentiment on here because there's been so many times that I've done this and it's been jacked up. So always test it before you do it. And then the card is complete. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I truly appreciate it. Make sure you head over to Honeybee Stamps, check out all the new products. What I used will be down in the description. And you guys have a great week. I'll talk to you later. Bye.